Welcome to the February edition of What's in Bloom at the Ruth Bancroft Garden. Each month, we put together a selection of plants that are in bloom in that particular month and make a handout for our garden visitors highlighting those plants. So, we're going to go over some of those plants that are on the February list. This plant is Garrya elliptica, known as the silk tassel bush, and I think it's easy to see why it got that name because the flowers are in catkins that hang down like little tassels. And these have separate male and female plants. So this one is a male. It's a cultivar called James Roof. And because the male tassels are longer and showier than the female ones, then the plants that have been selected to bring into cultivation are always males. The silk tassel bush blooms early in the year. Here we are in late January as we film this, and already the flowers are starting to come out. And they really make a wonderful effect, like little icicles hanging down all over the bush. It's not a difficult plant to grow. It's native to the coast ranges of California and northward into southern Oregon, so it's very well suited climatically to our area. The silk tassel bush, Garrya elliptica. Here we have a plant in the pea family, Templetonia retusa. So it comes from Western Australia in that continent's winter rainfall region. So very well suited climatically to our conditions here in California, where we also have dry summers and winter rainfall. This bush makes an amazing number of flowers. You can see it just flowers all over the place. And last week there were none. So it just really comes on very strong, very suddenly. Its flower color ranges from red to red-orange to sort of a burnt red-orange color, but always really showy when it comes into bloom with these spectacular flowers all over the place. Templetonia retusa. When we're putting together the What's in Bloom each month, we go around the garden and look and see what's about to come into bloom and what looks like it might be suitable and kind of gauge when it's going to start. But we don't always guess right. So this agave here, this is a hybrid agave parrasana crossed with agave parryi. And it looked like it was just about to begin in late December. So we put it on our January What's in Bloom, but here it is getting toward the end of January, and it's just starting now. So we're going to put it on February. In any case, it's a cross between two agaves that have a nice, compact, artichoke-like form, and the result is a very beautiful plant with a nice blue color and a not so tall inflorescence for an agave. The flowers are a little bit red tinged at the bud stage and then yellowing as they open, and they're just starting to open now. It probably should make some offsets because both parents do make a few, and so we're waiting to see if it will. Other than that, we'll have to just grow it from seed to make a new batch. Agave parrasana x parryi. If you have a climate mild enough to grow aloes outdoors, then winter is a great time because so many of the aloes bloom in the wintertime. This one here is Aloe speciosa. Speciosa means showy because of these wonderful spires of flowers that come out. The buds are pink or coral in color, and then the open flowers are more white or off-white. And then there's a little touch of orange that comes from the stamens that stick out from the flower. So really a wonderful color combination. Aloe speciosa can sometimes be single-headed, but oftentimes like this, it divides at the top and becomes multi-headed like this one has done. It has a common name, the tilt-head aloe, because the rosettes tend to tilt to the side rather than being straight up like the single-headed aloes would normally be. In any case, a really showy winter flowering aloe, Aloe speciosa. Australia has lots of plants in the Protea family, Proteaceae, including this one. This one is Banksia fraseri, synonym Dryandra fraseri. So formerly, Dryandra was considered a related genus to Banksia, but separate. But DNA evidence shows that the lineage of all of the Dryandras comes from within Banksia. So they have now been included into Banksia. So the new name for this is Banksia fraseri. In any case, it comes from Western Australia and the winter rainfall region, and consequently does really well here for us in winter rainfall California, provided we pay a little bit of attention to its horticultural needs. Like most plants of the Protea family, it does not like high levels of phosphorus. So we need to avoid fertilizers with phosphorus, and it needs really good drainage, which we are happy to provide by putting rocks into the soil. You can see it is in full bloom now with many, many flower heads. Each one of these flower heads is really a cluster of many tiny flowers whose long styles are grouped together, and they spread out a little bit as the flower opens up, but really stay quite tight in a cluster. But the overall effect of the planted flower is quite wonderful. Like many other plants in the Dryandra and Banksia group, it has narrow leaves with jaggedy edges, and that makes a wonderful texture in and of itself. Banksia fraseri. That brings us to the close of our February edition of What's in Bloom at the Ruth Bancroft Garden. But we do encourage you to come to the garden and see the plants for yourself. There's always a wonderful wealth of detail to be seen when you visit the garden, and things that are in flower that don't happen to be on our What's in Bloom list, like this wonderful little pink flowering crassula here. And then if you're not able to come to the garden in person, then certainly check out our website. We have the various What's in Blooms that are posted on our website, as well as our plant highlights. We do a new one every month of those, and our social media posts on Instagram and on Tumblr. Lots to see, so check it out. The Ruth Bancroft Garden.